Ready for 3-day weekends every week? The 4-day work week is closer than you think, with a third of US companies already exploring it. Could this be the future of work? Let's find out. Here's the scoop. Today's scoop comes from CNN Business. 4-day work weeks may be around the corner. A third of America's companies are exploring them. So the article says, burnout is such a problem for workers that some bosses are considering shrinking the length of the work week. Nearly one third, 30% of large U.S. companies are exploring new work schedule shifts, such as 4-day or 4.5-day work weeks, according to KPMG survey of CEOs released this week. The findings show how some executives are searching for ways to attract and retain talent in a red hot job market where many employees feel overworked and underpaid. Hey there, thanks for clicking on the video. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for notifications. Now, let's get back to the scoop. Quote, we're all working to figure out what is optimal, and we will continue to experiment and pivot. Paul Knopp, chair of CEO of KPMG US, told CNN in an interview. Many workers say they would love a shorter work week. Of course, everybody would. I would. Everybody would. A full 77% of U.S. workers said a 4-day, 40-hour work week would have a positive impact on their well-being, according to a Gallup poll released in November. That includes 46% who said it would have an extremely positive effect. Well, of course, guys, nobody... If you're going to work 4 days instead of 5, of course you're going to have a more positive, happy demeanor, and it's going to have a better effect on your life, obviously. The good news for workers is that some studies of 4-day work weeks in the United States and Europe have found positive results for well being and productivity among workers. However, Knopp said it would be premature to definitively say this approach is gaining traction. Quote, it's way too early to declare the 4-day work week part of the future. It's still in the experimentation phase, he said. CEOs are still trying to understand how such an approach would work, how it would impact the mental and physical health of employees, and whether it drives down costs by creating healthier environments. So basically what they're saying is, are you going to be overworked or are you going to be underworked? I guess. So because you could be overworked because you're only working 4 days and then you're really stressed out more than you were if you're working 5 days. So the article says some companies that have experimented with shorter work weeks are sticking with it. In the United Kingdom, a large majority of companies that took part in the world's biggest trial of a 4-day work week were still letting employees work a shorter week a year later. Wow. More than half had even made the change permanent. Will AI shorten the work week? Of course, a shorter work week may not work everywhere. Knopp said that while a 4-day work week could make sense in finance, marketing, and some other office jobs, it may not in industries like healthcare where there are labor shortages. Well, of course, everybody cannot or is not going to be afforded to work a 4-day work week depending on the type of job they have. That's a given. Quote, my guess is a widespread 4-day work week could be years away, if ever, he said. You'll see companies quietly experimenting with it, but I don't personally foresee widespread adoption in the next couple of years. So he's saying in realistic terms, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. However, Knopp said that artificial intelligence may allow bosses to embrace shorter work weeks because the technology should make workers more efficient. Not only can AI automate mundane and routine tasks such as building presentations, crafting emails, and writing reports, in the future it will get better at even more complex activities. Quote, it's possible that generative AI might make the 4-day work week more realistic, Knopp said. But that also makes your job less realistic because if the AI is going to take a part of the duties of your job away from you. Eventually, they might take all of the duties of your job away from you. But, you didn't hear that from me. In fact, the KPMG survey found that 61% of US CEOs are encouraging employees to use generative AI to automate mundane tasks to relieve stress and manage their workloads. Billionaire investor Steve Cohen told CNBC this month that he's confident a 4-day work week is coming, especially with the advent of AI. Cohen said he invested in a startup golf league partly on the belief that people will have more time on Fridays. Quote, I think I would have done the golf term investment anyway, but I think there's a longer term thought, but my belief is a 4-day work week is coming, he said. Hybrid is here to stay, And in a win for workers, bosses appear to be dialing back their demands for workers to return to full time in office work. Just 34% of the US CEOs polled by KPMG said they envision corporate employees who were traditionally based in the office to be back in the physical workplace 5 days a week in the next 3 years. That's down from 62% just a year ago. So many bosses are getting acclimated to the fact that, hey, hybrid is the future. Instead, 46% of CEOs see these roles being hybrid, up from 34% in 2023, and 3% accept them to be fully remote, KPMG said. Quote, the views of employees haven't changed. They want more flexibility. Now there is more recognition from CEOs that hybrid is here to stay, Knob said. So, guys, that's the end of the article. What do you guys think? They're basically saying that, hey, a 4 day work week could be on the books maybe in the next like decade, but not in the next 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years. But hybrid is definitely on the move. Hybrid is going to continue to grow. The numbers are much bigger in hybrid. So a lot of these companies, they're more accepting of hybrid workers, but the fully remote, that's not as much anymore since COVID ended. They're not really accepting fully remote employees as much as they were during COVID. Now that COVID's ended, they kind of want you to come back into the office. Not that there aren't remote jobs still available, because there are. There's many, many remote jobs still available, but it's not as much as it was during COVID, because now COVID's over. They want you to come back into the office. But the 4 day work week, that is not going to be here anytime soon, they're saying. But you could still do hybrid. So what do you guys think? Would you benefit from a 4 day work week, or do you feel like they would work you even harder because you are only working 4 days? Do you feel like you would be more stressed out at work? Do you feel like you will be more tired throughout your week? Or do you feel like you could really use that 3 day weekend? Like you would really feel more refreshed, better about your job, more excited to go to work? And would it matter if you had a 4 day work week if you were already hybrid? Like, because you're already not going into work full time. So would it even matter, right? Or would it matter? I don't know. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I personally think that a 4 day work week sounds good if you're an employee. I think if you're trying to be an independent contractor, a self employed business person, LLC owner, if you're trying to work for yourself in any type of capacity, you will not be working 4 days a week, right? I think that the 4 day work week is great for an employee mindset. And if that's just what you want to be, then great, that's cool. But like if you're trying to be a business owner in any capacity, even if it's doing a YouTube channel, even if it's becoming a blogger, even if it's being a writer, it doesn't matter what you do, right? Digital marketing, advertising, Facebook ads. If you're trying to work for yourself, you are going to probably be working 7 days a week. Okay. So I think 4 day work week is great if you just have a regular mundane job, and that's fine. If you do have that, that's great. I think will be less stressful, and you might be able to do more things for yourself on that during that extra third day. That might be the day where you start working on your side business. That might be the day where you start cultivating your independent contractor jobs, or your own LLC, investing in yourself, so that third day could really be used beneficially if you use it that way, right? So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I thought this was really a real interesting read. If you liked it, give this video a like, subscribe, and share. And until next time.